and you are welcome to COVID News Commentary. Propaganda is a very potent way to divide people and make them believe falsehood about their neighbors. As you can imagine, believing something negative about your neighbor would automatically erect a defensive wall between you and them. The average COVID vaccination rate in Europe is currently more than 75% of the population. But there is deliberate disinformation by some news media that it is the unvaccinated 25% that are responsible for the increased infection rates that we have seen since the end of October. The proponents of this unscientific theory argue that the people who are not vaccinated are the ones preventing us from returning to business as usual, because before the middle of October, infection rates had reduced to a level so low that we could have considered COVID-19 as a disease that the world could live with. The fact is that although serious symptoms and hospitalizations are more common among the people that are not vaccinated, those who are fully vaccinated are also getting infected. You would recall that at the time of recording Basic Hale episode 4, our researcher was serving a 10-day government-mandated isolation in his apartment following a positive COVID-19 test. Thankfully, he did not have serious symptoms, neither was he hospitalized. However, he still got infected despite being fully vaccinated 4 months earlier. Dr. Bharat Pankania of the University of Exeter thinks that the developed world needs to wake up and extend vaccination to the developing world because Europe and America cannot be well until the whole world is well. He argues that vaccinating people in Europe and America, followed by multiple booster doses of the COVID vaccine, will not solve the problem of mutations of the COVID virus, because new variants such as Omicron and Delta and Lambda will continue to evolve in parts of the world where the vaccine rates are low. In related news, Basic Hale is particularly intrigued by how Switzerland is handling the social aspect of COVID-19, particularly in relation to the acceptability of public health measures by the people. The government of Switzerland does not impose restrictions on its people without consulting them first. Switzerland has had 3 COVID-19 referenda since the beginning of the pandemic. This practice of direct democracy asks the people to decide on the acceptable lockdown measures, vaccination measures, and other social measures to mitigate the effects of COVID-19. The government in Bern seemed to anticipate critical stages of the ongoing pandemic and quickly asked the people to vote so that when drastic measures become necessary, the only measures imposed on the people are those that the people have voted to accept. Perhaps other governments in the world should take a cue from this democratization of life with COVID-19. It is understandable that at the beginning of the pandemic, most governments in the world did not know how to react, and the discordance of responses led to many instances of unfortunate misinformation, even by government sources. However, we have been in this crisis long enough now. A discordant response is no longer tenable. Governments should also listen to people like Dr. Bharat Pankania because globalization means that we are all linked together in sickness and in health. Europe will not be well until the world is well. This has been a Basic Hale News Commentary. Thank you for watching.